Hey, everybody. Grant Miller here. I'm South Dade Shoutout. We got South Dade Shoutout stands for South Dade Chamber of Commerce. We have up the batting third, Julio Guzman. Boom, 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 boom. And then we got Peter Almeida.
Thank you for having me.
We you don't play baseball, football. What do you got? You got a recreation sport?
Well, I do like baseball a lot. I did a lot of that with my son. He actually went to Plantation High School. He played there. Lefty pitcher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He played 4 years at Plantation?
3 years.
That's great. Plantation. Congratulations. Did you know that, Julio?
I did not know that.
But lift that seat up a little bit, Julio. Lift that. Look how.
Let's see.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey, us short people have a little problem.
Yes.
So, all right. So let's talk about your company, Solar Energy.
Yes.
Is that not solar?
Core Energy Solar.
Core Energy Solar. Correct.
So talk about it, how you started, why you started it.
I started because I think most of it was I was looking for something that I could take to the community and I can help other people. I was working for a supermarket chain and I started looking at my age and saying, okay, as more technology comes in, they're going to need less people to do what I do. And I said, I have to find something that I can continue into the future for myself and for my family. And I wanted to do something that just made sense for community and to help others, because I've always been somewhat in the food industry, and that's always about putting food on the table and things like that. And I looked at 9 technologies that were out
first
there.
of all, relax.
I looked at 9 technologies basically, and the one thing they all had in common is all technologies that are coming up into the future all depend on energy. And once I saw that, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. So I started looking at solar, and I really fell in love with it. And I said, this is it. This is where I'm going to start off. And I decided to leave what I was doing and just jump in full and try out solar. And I put solar on my house first, saw how it worked and saw what it did for me. And then say, okay, this is it.
Yeah, it's a little confusing because solar. So when he talked about
So it is a little confusing because we don't really understand how we can kind of get off the grid, if you were to say, right?
Oh, like it.
Right. So I meet Peter and he tells me about his company and I go, oh man, we got to bring some attention to this company. So the best organization to do that, I said, join the Chamber of Commerce. You're going to meet a ton of people, and that's a very good place to boost your business, right? So he joins the Chamber of Commerce and he joins as a trustee member. Big shout out as a trustee member.
Wait, how tall was your son being a left-handed pitcher?
He's 5'9", 5'11".
Wait. 5'9".
Yeah.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure. You and I are eye level.
Yeah.
Okay, the mother has tall genes.
Yeah, well, we were like, man, hopefully he gets to 6 foot, but he didn't get to 6. He was just short. We were like, man, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, being a lefty, I guess it helped out.
Yeah, so let's get back to the solar. It is cool. Talk about it.
It is cool. And I said, join the Chamber of Commerce. A big shout out to our fearless leader, Carrie Black, who had to be away today. I'm filling in for her. And all of the members at the chamber that do a phenomenal job. So I get with Peter, and Peter says, listen, let me introduce you to solar and let me break it down for you so that you truly understand how this works. And at the end of the day, we all have to pay for energy. We all have to pay for electric service. So when I go to his office and he sits me down and he gets his team with me, they start helping me understand how we have to pay for it anyways, but you could eventually pay it off. And then you're going to be good. You don't have to pay for that. And so tell us how that operates.
Like we were saying, is that like Julio was just mentioning, the fact that when you go solar, you're not buying electricity. You're actually buying equipment. It's like you're buying a car or anything else.
Right.
So you're investing into this equipment. Once you've paid off that equipment continues to produce electricity for you.
Right.
And once you've paid it off, there's no more bill, just like the car, right?
Right.
You bought a car, it cost you XYZ, you paid off the car,
right.
There's no more bill for the car. You're going to continue to use the car. It's going to continue to take you from point A to point B. Now, it's just about how much can we save you? It's all going to depend on what your electricity is and your cost and everything else of what you were doing previously. And now we can show you how much we can actually save you with solar. And our job is to make sure that you have those savings and that we can show you, over the long term, how much you're going to actually produce on energy and this way you're off the grid, like you said. The reason or the way we get you off the grid is to add the batteries, right? Those batteries will allow you to do that.
But when you're talking to the common homeowner, when solar first came out, a lot of people thought it was too expensive because they didn't have efficiencies that they have now. So over the years, the efficiencies have gotten a lot better, and it's a lot less expensive to have solar now. So how long has that taken for us to so that we can consider it kind of affordable now to the average homeowner?
Correct. So like we were speaking is, if you have an electric bill that you're already paying for, right?
Right.
We understand, let's say it's...
So let's say I have $250 a month.
Right. So let's say you're paying $250 a month for electricity. Our job is to make your home, that's why we do it, we call core energies, because we're going to make you more efficient before we even talk about panels.
Got it.
So we're going to look at about the efficiency in your house, make sure that the water heaters, it could be your AC unit, it could be other things that are there, insulation, other things that we have that can help you become more efficient, so you use less energy. And then we can add the panels that we need to produce the rest of the energy that's needed. And the idea is so that it's going to be less than what you're paying your electric company today. We understand that the electric company continues to rise in cost, right? Obviously, like,
or it fluctuates during the month. The summer months really high because everybody's using the AC. Winter months it goes low. In this state,
correct.
Right.
Yeah, in other states you have heating and everything else, but yeah, in Florida it's all about the AC, which is usually about 50% of your electric bill, right?
Got it.
During the course of the year. So we understand that has to be efficient. We understand all the other things and our job is to make sure that you're going to pay less for your electric or less for your solar equipment than you are paying for your FPL or any Duke or any other electric provider that's out there.
So if I'm paying $250, and it's going to fluctuate, doing business with solar, with core energy solar, you're going to get me to a flat rate that's typically below what I'm typically paying now per month.
Correct. We're going to help you lock in that rate, right? It's like we were speaking, the fact that fuel goes up and down, so does our electric costs, right? And that has a lot to do with fuel also, because of the fact that you need fuel to produce the energy, whether it's, different areas, but they use fuel a lot of the times for that. And the idea is, like we're seeing now, if you go to the gas pump, this past month, you've seen the gas already increase, right? My understanding, there's a couple of the electric companies out there right now already asking to raise their rates because of the fact of fuel's already going up. So it would be great to be able to lock in a price for the next, 10 or 15 or 20 years and say, okay, I'm only going to pay this much. It's never going to go up again. I'm locking in this rate. And once I pay off these panels, I no longer have an expense for electricity. Right. So that's what we're looking to do and show you exactly how much you can save. Because typically someone will save anywhere between 5 to 40% on what they're paying for now, just depending on the situation.
So what happens to that homeowner that is a do-it-yourself kind of guy? They like to do all the stuff yourself. There are some benefits of actually working with your company because you guys come and kind of do it A to Z, and you do it in a very short amount of time.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, someone that may be trying to think about doing it themselves versus using core energy solar.
Right. So what we do, like you said, is turnkey. We'll go out and make sure we get all the permitting, site surveys. We're going to make sure that your roof is in great condition for it. If it's not, we'll let you know what we need to do in order to fix it. So that's what we do is a turnkey thing. Now, for somebody who wants to do it themselves, it is a possibility. They can go and buy the equipment. Obviously there's a lot of, different intricate parts to it, whatever. But, if it had to be done, it can be done. It's not that it's impossible. It's just the fact that, it's a lot of,
you got to understand what converters are.
And you got to get the
batteries if you need batteries.
And you have to do all these other things. So it's not something impossible, but it's a lot easier to go with a company that's going to be able to take care of it. Just like a roofing company or anybody else or any type of service. You probably want a professional to do it, especially if you're not an electrician or you're not electrically inclined. Obviously, you're going to have to do some electrical work. So
what about the regulatory environment? Does that keep you from expanding very fast through other parts of the state or the specific city? How does the regulatory part benefit a homeowner, and how does it help you guys, push your product out to the community?
Florida became solar friendly at the end of 2016. So we understand it, and I believe that most of the electric companies at this moment understand that it's about the necessity of both things, meaning I don't think the electric companies are ever going to go out of business.
Yeah.
I believe that solar plus the electric companies is what we're going to have.
It's a good union. It's a good union.
Yes, for a couple of reasons. Understand that the new technology that's going to come into our homes with this IoT and smart and all these other things are just going to consume more electricity. We're going to move into this era of electric cars. They're going to consume more electricity. So you can imagine if you use $200 now and you come home tomorrow and you plug in 2 vehicles for you and your wife, and then maybe a third for your son or daughter, how much more electricity are you going to start to consume, right? So you can only produce X amount on the roof of your house because there's only X amount of space. So it's about real estate. How many panels can I put up on my roof? How much energy can I produce? And we're limited to that unless we have land and we can put it up on the ground, right? That's a different story. So most of us in the community only have our roof.
Right. So Grant, renewable energy, it's a hot topic.
The FP&L is doing a great job.
Yes.
Working with people. People think you save money right away. You got to invest in the equipment.
Yes.
But it's saving.
Our job is to save you month one, meaning once we install it, you should already see a savings, right?
But you have you put money out, but you're saving the world too.
You've invested. You've invested.
Oh, sorry.
So it's zero out of pocket.
Okay.
Right. So there's no actual funds that we're asking for. It's usually zero out of pocket, right? So there's no money that you're putting down on this. You're literally taking the money that you're using for your electric company and you're transferring it now to pay off your solar equipment. So, you're not putting any money down on that. You're also going to receive a 26% tax incentive from the federal government. So that's another incentive you're going to get. So they're pretty much covering 26% of your cost.
I want to highlight that again.
Repeat it again. Yeah, absolutely.
You're putting 0% down. Zero, meaning no money out of your pocket. And basically, whatever the system cost, you are going to eventually pay your electric bill to, let's say, FPL.
Well, Homestead has your own.
Or Homestead, and then all you're doing is using that same payment to start paying down your investment.
And it betters our community.
Correct. It's better for the environment, better for the community itself. And like I said, the more we consume as communities, FPL can't just magically produce that much more energy as more cars and everything else.
But you're still hooked up to the power line.
Yes,
correct.
We are hooked up legally. We stay hooked up to our power company, and they have what we call net metering. And that net metering allows you to go back and forth with credits. If I do not consume all of the energy that I produce on my roof, FPL will take it, give us a credit for it. And then at the same time, we'll be able to use it for another customer.
So if somebody's building a house, and they're thinking about it, they should just call you right away. Correct?
Definitely. We can.
What is? Can we get his number on there somewhere? What's your phone?
877-267-3674.
Wow, Tommy, you got that? Do it again, slowly.
877.
We live in the mainland, not in Homestead. People in Homestead are fast. Tommy lives in Palmetto Bay.
877-267-3674. Core Energy Solar.
Okay, so solar. I used to write a lot of stories against FP&L until I learned more about them. They have that big solar farm.
They just
over on Chrome.
Yeah, it's interesting. I call it the Redland. You call it Chrome. He calls it Homestead. It's out there,
right?
And watching it, and they got billy goats eating the grass or something pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Well, so how long you been doing this?
I started in 2017. So
it's interesting because you're up to date. You're new at it, so you have know everything that's up to date. That's important.
Correct. All the new technology and
new technology, and it's growing faster and faster. I see some new homes are getting built on them already.
Yeah. Funny enough that you say that because I was speaking to somebody the other day about the technology, right? What's new. If we look at phones today, we used to have them right on the wall. Then we had the rotary and everything else. But if we go back and we try to figure out electricity, there's no brand new components in the electric companies, right? That you see the lines, the wires, they've always been the same. So there's nothing new until now, which would you have solar, right? So underneath each panel, there's what we call a microinverter. That microinverter has a chip inside of it. Literally, the more software you put around that chip, the more that can do. The idea is down the line in a short future, you'll be able to share electricity with your neighbors.
Wow.
Due to this micro inverter, and you're going to have microgrids, which means if I produce more energy, but you or my neighbor needed extra energy, I can now share my energy down the line. So that's something you're going to see pretty much in I would say the next 5 to 10 years. You'll start to see microgrids pop up. California obviously is a state that's way ahead of Florida at the moment.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for quite a while. So
Or they're shut down. They have nothing else to do.
But I think they were probably one of the first states to really start pushing solar. Florida is rising very quickly.
All right, we're going to change the subject. Let's talk about South Dade Chamber.
South Dade Chamber is what we do best, is to promote these emerging technologies, these businesses. We want to keep them in the forefront. We want everybody to know what's going on. And again, I can't say enough about our fearless leader, Carrie Black. She's done an amazing job.
She is going across the country right now,
Yeah.
soliciting business. Right now, Carrie Black, we know you're watching. Make sure you bring a trustee back tomorrow or the day after.
There you go.
So, where do you live down in South?
I live in Homestead. There's a community there, the Vineyards. So right there, we moved in about 8 years ago.
Okay, so give me a little history. Where you grew up.
Well, I grew up in New York till I was about 17, and then I moved to Florida. Been here ever since.
Well, where to Florida? I mean, we're a big state.
Well, I moved. Our first move was into Plantation. Then from Plantation, we lived on the beach, Miami Beach. Then I moved to the West Coast. I was out in Bonita Springs for a while, and then I moved back to the East Coast, and we were in Pembroke Pines. And from Pines, I moved down to Homestead.
You know, Homestead is changing every day.
It is incredible, the growth. I mean, I've only been here 8 years, but the growth. And funny enough, when I decided to leave Pines, I asked my realtors, I was like, okay, where's the next place I should go? And they're like, listen, Homestead is going to be the place. And I said, well, that's where I'm going.
Homestead
So
is it.
right
Homestead is
away,
it.
my wife and I, when we started searching, she's like, it's so far. And I'm like, we haven't seen it yet. Let's go check it out. And we came down here. My wife fell in love with the place. She fell in love with the house. And she was like, all right, we're coming. And that was that.
Well, it's interesting. For people that live out of Homestead,
Right.
it is far.
Yes.
But when you're in Homestead, you are 30 minutes from the Keys.
Yep.
You are less than 15 minutes to the national park to your west, and to the east, Biscayne. So you happen to be pretty lucky people.
Yeah.
Well, I've been in Homestead prior. Like I said, when I was in New York, my parents and my family, we were in the produce industry. So we used to have avocado and mango farms. So we used to come in the summer, and we'd have everything packed and shipped to New York, right? So we always came down before Andrew and everything else. After Andrew, they lost the farms and stuff like that, my parents. But so I've been coming to Homestead for a while. I just never lived there till about 8 years ago, and it's a gorgeous place.
What's the most exciting thing about Homestead?
Well, I love the fact that now that we have the new cinema, the new library that came out. I see a lot of building that's coming, meaning homes being built, streets are being fixed. I mean, you can see the investment that city's making, and I think
not just the city, business leaders across the country are coming to Homestead. What's that guy's name? That poor guy, Jeff
Bezos.
Uncle Jeff. I'll call him Uncle Jeff.
There you go.
he invested down in Homestead.
Yes.
It's interesting. Somebody that rich, I don't care how rich you are,
Right.
you don't waste money.
Correct.
So he sees something in Homestead.
Yes, definitely.
Julio, did you close that deal?
I wish I did. I did not, but I'm glad they're there.
Okay,
Glad
good.
they're
A
there.
good answer.
I think they should be, a lot more businesses this way. And I think we will. I mean, as a community, I think it's, it's someplace that people want to be. You still feel in Lamberty. I went this past weekend. We went to the berry farm.
Yeah, Nosberry.
No, the other one's called just like that.
Oh, the berry farm. Oh, yes,
Gorgeous
yes.
place.
Where? You didn't invite me?
Well, I don't know the exact address. My daughter was like, we have to go look at this place. And I'm like, okay, let's
So
go.
what was it?
It's called the berry farm, and you can do, like a U-pick type of a thing. So you can go pick strawberries, tomatoes, all types of stuff. But they also had live music. They had restaurant. They had food trucks. All sorts of stuff.
Was it off of Chrome?
Yeah, right off of Chrome. And I'm like,
I have the address in my phone. I met the marketing director of the berry farm. Phenomenal person too. So before we leave today, I'll make sure I get that address so we can put it out there.
Definitely. And then you had Pinto Farm, which is right next door.
Yeah.
Another gorgeous place. You have the paddle boat.
So you've been there. You've been paddle boats.
Yeah, at the Pinto Farm.
So you've been there 8 years. You're just getting around to seeing these.
Yes.
That's how much there's activities down there.
Yes. I mean, it's like every day you find something new, which is great.
Real question is, have you been to Coral Castle?
Courthouse, yes, we went there.
Okay, as a tourist or
Tourist, yes, tourist.
You know, if someone asked you to give them a week itinerary for things to do down in South Dade, I mean, a week's not enough time
No,
because there's so many cool things to do.
Yeah.
right? You know, as you know, Redland is one of the #1 wedding destinies in the country, and it's Homestead, South Dade. I don't call it Homestead; I call it South Dade.
Yeah.
It's changing so quickly. You know, Peter, what's the wine guy?
Schnebley.
Personally, single-handedly, with Dennis Moss, who gave him approval, has changed the Redland South Dade single-handedly, because when he built that, there wasn't there, and all of a sudden now, all these wedding sites, all these wineries,
correct.
all these strawberry fields. There used to be a strawberry field. Now they're doing entertainment. Come on.
Wow, it's crazy.
You know, with the chamber and with the super great world famous caterer Bill Hansen, we went to visit a lot of those wedding venues, and I was blown away from how nice these places are. I mean, these are multi-million-dollar investments that these owners make to their properties, and they make them look like you're in a completely different country sometimes. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we went to
Spur of the moment.
Spur of the Moment.
I don't know
Ranch.
where I was. It was
Spur
like
of
I'm on a big truck, and then all of a sudden they got a bachelor pad, they got a wedding pad, and you go
How
in the-
about the owner Frank? Huh? Isn't
Yeah.
that a cool guy?
yeah, and then you go in the back. He got tortoises. He's got, and these are hobbies, and he's
Right,
got this donkey and
He tells us come into the honeymoon suite, and
Yeah.
he's like, I built this with my own hands.
right,
Amazing.
impressive.
Wow.
So, and then before that, I went to BF Orchids.
RF Orchids.
Or wow, if you shut your eyes, you go, we're somewhere else. We're not in Miami.
Yeah, we're not in Miami anymore.
Right. So it's very exciting with the South Dade Chamber and with the Homestead people are moving forward and improving South Dade. Remember, South Dade to everybody else is Kendall South.
Right.
To us, it's Cutler Bay South. But it's funny, South Dade starts at Dayland. Oh, it doesn't. but 30 years ago,
Yeah, it did. It did.
right. You know where Captain's Tavern is? Do you know where that is?
I remember everything. Well, like I said, we used to come down with my parents. So after Kendall, there was nothing. It
Right.
was just farmland.
Okay, Captain's Tavern, that's Kendall,
Yes.
US
Yeah.
one, but 90
Correct.
something. Now it's Pinecrest. He owned acres and acres and acres of strawberry fields.
Wow.
And now now they're residential. But the point of it is, that's all it was.
Right.
So other people, South Dade was Kendall, but for us, Cutler Bay South.
I mean, I see the growth in Homestead, and I think they're going to be in the forefront. I think they're going to be probably the place where everybody wants to move. I mean, I see it.
Boy,
every
this
day.
guy's good,
I
huh?
wanted to ask Peter do you see a difference from the people who want to have solar? Like, is it the homeowner that's been in their house for 10 years plus, or is it a new homeowner? Or is it a 50-50 or?
Yeah, I would say it's probably 50-50 more in the aspect of, I mean, once we're able to show you what your savings can be and what makes sense, right, financially for you and your family, at that point, most people are like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. I
Right.
got to do this
Right.
because it just shows, that you're going to help your community. You're going to improve the value of your home. You're going to get the 26% tax incentive, and you're going to save money on your electric bill at the same time. And you're helping, the environment at all.
That's the big thing. So let's talk about South Dade Chamber. Tell us in a few words why you love South Dade Chamber. Then I'm going to ask, he happens to be the president.
Right.
I want to hear from him. So give me some words.
I would think it's the people that you get to meet, and the fact that they're going to show other businesses how to help grow their business, and the fact that you have pretty much brothers that you can talk to and say, "Hey, I need help," or "I'm looking."
What
for
about
something
sisters?
else." Same.
Oh, no, just don't leave us out.
No, Carrie's incredible. I mean, I came because of Julio. I met Julio at some of the events.
When
here.
did you join?
It's
A
been
few months ago.
Yeah, about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
can you imagine when this whole thing's over, how many people are going to meet? Because you haven't gone to a lot of events.
No, and that's
Julio,
what I say, we're pretty new.
You're the chairman.
Yeah.
Chairman, president, whatever. What's your title?
So I'm the chairman of the South Dade. So
I want to tell you how small a world it is.
Go ahead.
He played high school baseball. One of my dear friends, Coach Biz and Coach Orlando Castro,
Yeah.
I'm good friends with. Until I met him, I didn't know who he was. And then one of his buddies that he played football with, the world's just this big. Even though Homestead is a passport away, it's a small world.
Right. And that's what I think the chamber is, Grant. It's an extension of your network. And in business, Business is all about networking. Expand a network. When you become a friend of mine, you become a friend of the network I have, especially when you have a great business that's providing a phenomenal service. So there's a ton of people that want to meet guys like Peter Almeida. A ton of people, they just don't know it yet. So when you get involved with the chamber,
Look how relaxed he is now.
when you get involved with the chamber, that is what we are here to do. Expand your network, let a lot of people see what it is you do. And when you do it at a high level, you're going to get business. It's going to increase the bottom line of your business.
Well, it's exciting. And
Yes.
South Dade Chamber is one of the fastest growing chambers. And it's the oldest chamber, but it's one of the fastest growing right now
Yeah,
in
definitely.
South Florida.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for some quiz?
Go ahead.
You sure? How many kids you have?
3.
You have in-laws?
They live in a foreign country, but yes,
What for? Which one?
Colombia.
That's not foreign.
What do you think? It's South America.
No, wait. Where do you live? Colombia is not foreign.
Oh, it's not Florida.
Yeah, they belong to Miami.
Almost.
Okay. They feel like they're in Miami.
There you go.
Okay. You ready? You sure? You ready?
I don't know what you got, but let's see.
All right. Your favorite taco restaurant. Go quick. Quickly.
No, I forgot it already. I don't need too much.
La Cruzada.
Ah-ha! Birthdays, kids' birthdays. Go.
Where you mean?
No. Dates.
Jesus. Now you killed me there.
You think you're nervous? I'm really going to get you.
Yeah,
Go.
definitely. My son was November.
That's good. Close enough. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Next.
My daughter was in October,
Wife's
and my wife is in November.
anniversary.
In July,
Mother-in-law's birthday.
don't know.
What's your mother-in-law's name?
Mariela.
He doesn't know your birthday? What is up with that?
Not her birthday.
Okay. Favorite cowboy movie or cowboy?
John Wayne, I guess, because I don't watch too much cowboy movies.
Wow. Where do you live? Oh, you live in Homestead. Favorite burger place?
Probably it'd probably be Fuddruckers.
That's good. That's all right. Probably. As a kid, who was your superhero? Go.
Superman and Spider-Man.
Okay. Favorite chicken place to eat?
La Chispa Roja
Where's that?
in South America.
Favorite animal? Go.
Probably my dog, German Shepherds.
How many German Shepherds do you have?
2.
Okay. Your favorite hot dog place?
Nathan's, New York.
Let's clarify something. That's fighting words. It's Arbetter's in Miami. Tommy, take him out. Yeah, Arbetter's is coming. Okay.
Okay.
Your favorite fish restaurant?
No.
Yeah.
Don't have a favorite.
You're-
Garcia's.
That's a very good, locally
Yeah.
owned.
I haven't been there, so I have to go now.
Yeah.
He'll take you.
There you
Check
go.
that out.
Who's gonna take me?
Favorite pizza place?
Mamma Mia's.
Where's Mamma Mia's?
Right in Homestead.
Right in
Mamma Mia.
Homestead.
Okay.
Incredible. Can't beat it.
Okay. 3 more. Let's see how smart you are. Your favorite sushi restaurant?
What's this? On right across the street from the falls. I can't remember the name of the restaurant.
Oh, Benihana's?
No, it's not Benihana. They're related, but it's not Benihana.
We don't know. What is
Samurai. There you go.
Okay. Just my favorite is Sushi
Sushi
Maki,
Maki.
locally owned. Just
Okay.
let you know. It's important. All right, last 2 questions.
Favorite
Football
football team,
team.
Giants.
Really?
New York
Of course.
Giants.
Okay.
No Knicks, no Nets, no Mets.
Oh my God, I like that. Tommy, was that good? Your favorite Christmas gift as a kid?
As a kid, bike.
Who? A bike.
Bicycle.
Okay, last question. The magic of the mix. Why is your business successful and why will it be more successful?
Because it's all about community and about service. We're built on customer service, and that's what we thrive to do. Yes, technology is great, but at the end of the day, it's what we do for the homeowner.
Wow. All right, we're going to look at that far camera. Julio closes out.
Thanks everyone for joining us today. We had our amazing Peter Almeida from Core Energy Solar. Big shout out to him.
Thank you guys for having
Big
me
shout
here.
out to
Appreciate it.
H. Greg Nissan for joining as a trustee member to the
Really?
chamber. Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Who
We're
was
still
it, Mr.
doing it.
Diaz?
Yes, it was.
Patty,
Yes, it was.
You're welcome.
Yes, it was.
You're welcome.
Can I get a big dap? Thank you. Thank you. Grant, we appreciate your team. We appreciate everything you do. We love the energy. We want to be invited back if one day we can.
We'd love to have you back. And I want to
Appreciate
know
it.
more about
Thank you.
solar, because if you have new things that are happening,
Yes, sir.
you know, you think you're talking about your company, but you're talking about the future.
Yeah.
And it's important because it's changed since I knew about solar that, you know, you had to put money up front, you had to do this. It's changing every day.
Yes, and at the end of the day, solar is not just what we put on our roofs. There's a lot more applications, and I think Homestead is going to be looking at that.
Great.
So.
Julio, everybody, close this out.
Thank you very much. You guys have a beautiful day.
Yes,
Great being here.
Thank you.
Love you.